All right, so this is a little video about what I'm expecting for the special topics paper. So if you have any questions after this video, please feel free to email me, but I am going to go through kind of the specifics of it. So if you go to your modules, you have the special topics paper materials here. I'm going to talk about everything that you have to do. Okay, so if you read in here, this video is going to be posted right here. Watch the video, completely read the presentation guide, which I'm going to briefly overview here in a second. Submit your primary research article for approval. I have to approve the paper that you're going to use. A lot of the times you might not realize that you chose a review of something or that you didn't choose a credible article. And I need to evaluate that before you actually write your paper. So please get those to me as soon as possible. And then write your paper and create your PowerPoint or poster and take a video of yourself presenting it. Okay, so these are the things that we are assessing. And so I'm going to get kind of into the nitty gritty about it here. This is the next thing that pops up. So what are your expectations? So your assignment essentially is to write a review of a research paper. So I should be able to, by the end of reading your paper, understand in our terms, like this is for your peers, what happened in that research article without getting into the super nitty gritty of it. Okay, so it should be about 4 to 5 written pages. Just make sure you hit everything and follow the rubric and include a PowerPoint or poster, probably a PowerPoint since you're online, or you're welcome to do any other type of like infograph or something like that. That will be used for a short, around 5 minutes. I'm not super strict about the time presentation. Okay, please don't make it more than 10 minutes. You may work individually or with a partner. Please let me know who your partner is if you are working with a partner. So you can choose a topic. It needs to be related and of importance to the class. So we've talked about a lot of things. We're going to talk about a lot of things also having to do with organic and biochemistry and inorganic. So if you choose something related to any of those, that is also fine. Okay, so you want a peer-reviewed primary research article. Peer-reviewed, meaning it has to be published in a credible journal. Okay, I highly recommend going through the databases on the library, and I'll show you how to get to those. Primary research article means they did the research themselves. There should be data that they go through. There should be a method section that they're like, this is what we did. If those are missing, then it is not a primary research article. It needs to be actually research. Okay, and it doesn't need to be within the last 10 years. Otherwise, it might not be as relevant. Okay, I need to have it and approve it by Wednesday, the 26th. So that's what, 2 weeks from yesterday. Okay, so I do need to approve it. So send it to me. I will check it out and I will either approve it or not. And if I don't, you need to find a new one. Okay. So we've got our purpose. I'm going to go through research. You are going to need to have a couple of supporting articles just for explanatory purposes. So they're probably going to reference some other articles in their background section. I highly recommend looking up those articles. I'll talk about what citations you need here in a minute. It should be a written report. You do need subtitles like abstract, introduction, materials and methods, so on and so forth. You can use the same ones that are in the actual article if it's easier for you. And this is due on Sunday, 5/14, 11:59 p.m. on Canvas. This is the Sunday before finals week starts. Okay. Do not turn it into me after that. I will not grade it and you're not going to get a grade for it. Okay. This is 3% of your grade. So nothing too crazy. Maybe 3%. I don't know. But you do need to have it done and turned in. This is a requirement for the course. And then your oral report would be with a PowerPoint or, like I said, a poster, infograph, something like that. You need to create it, the presentation, you need to turn that in, and you need to videotape yourself explaining it or going through it. Okay, also due Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Okay. So this is essentially the rubric. Okay, I have this in Canvas as well. It's attached to the assignment. It literally says the exact same thing. So please read the rubric. That is exactly how I am going to be grading you. So use the rubric while you are creating your written report and while you are doing your PowerPoint and your oral presentation. That is exactly, I'm telling you exactly what I want you to do. So follow it. I am going to talk about the references for a sec. It says cite at least 3 sources. Obviously, you have your primary research article, and yes, I guess that counts as one. But in order to fully explain what's going on, you're going to need some support. You may not understand the background behind something. Like I said before, I highly recommend looking up the articles that your research paper references, especially in the introduction and background section. All right, so make sure that you get at least 3 sources. Yes, they do need to be credible. Wikipedia is not a credible source. they need to be listed in alphabetical order. Essentially, we are doing APA format. Okay, so if you know how to get to like the OWL Purdue thing for APA, that is what you should follow. And I think that's it. You do also need to do in-text citations, so I know where each thing is from. If your citations are missing, you are essentially plagiarizing. So please don't do that. Just tell me where you got your information from. I know it's not off the top of your head when it's something that we have not talked about in class. So I got some writing guidelines on here. I have a couple places to start for research. Like I said before, I recommend going to the library site, and I'm going to try to post something that is from the library with information on that. But this is going to be turned in through Turnitin on Canvas. It's not going to tell you that it is, but it is. So please don't plagiarize. It will absolutely tell me if you have or if you have not. And this is where I would get the APA guidelines. And sometimes you might not understand if you are plagiarizing. So I highly recommend reading through these examples. Okay? A good example might give a specific word for word section with quotes and then explain what that means. If you give me a specific word for word quote from a paper and then don't elaborate, that would be plagiarism, because you're just saying this is what it is, and then you're not using any of your words to tell me what's going on. And you also need these in-text citations. This is incorrect. Just telling me something, yes, not putting it in quotes, and it's taken word for word from a article. Now this is a very obvious plagiarism. Okay. Down here is a little bit less obvious. If you paraphrase and it's based on your students' knowledge gained from class, however, some is based on outside information or is not your original thoughts, you need to reference, you can reference the textbook, you can reference my notes if you would like to, you are completely welcome to do that, or my videos. Just make sure that you cite your source. Cite your source. This is the most important thing. And this one is also not very easily recognized. It's called mosaic plagiarism. When you just like change out some words for some synonyms, that's still plagiarism. And do not take direct quotes, change a couple words and think that it is your words, because it is absolutely not. Okay, I'll give you a good example of how to like fix that. Hey, please put your references in there. If you do not have these, you are losing points. If I don't know where your information is coming from, that is a problem. So it is really, really important. Okay, so make sure you read through this whole thing. I have it, like I said, posted on Canvas. Let's go back to Canvas here. There we go. Okay, the next thing on here is where you're going to turn everything in, or this is for your submission of your topic idea or article. Upload it here. If you're working with a partner, only upload one. Tell me who you're working with, and then I can hook up your assignment for you so that you guys can just turn it in one place, and I will approve it here or not. And finally, this is where you're going to upload all of your stuff for that's due on the 14th. So your written paper, your PowerPoint, poster, infograph, whatever it is, and your video. I have the rubric right here, which is word for word the same as that Word document that we just looked at. And this, like the descriptions are in here, everything you need to know. So follow the rubric and you will do well. If you have questions, please email me. If you want to send me some excerpts or parts to read a week before it's due, I am happy to do so and give you some feedback. That is always acceptable. So I think that's everything. And I'm going to try to get all of your other modules up quickly so you guys can work ahead of time. So good luck.